Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of classic muscle reborn for the modern era. I'm your host, and today we're talking about something that's got the entire car community buzzing like a Hemi at full throttle. The 2026 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. If you're a fan of raw American power wrapped in timeless design, buckle up because this one's a revival that hits all the right notes. Picture this: Plymouth, the brand that gave us legends back in the 70s, is dusting off its crown jewel and bringing it roaring into 2026 with tech that makes it smarter, faster, and more ferocious than ever. Whether you're a die-hard moper enthusiast or just someone who loves a good burnout story, stick around as we break it down from every angle. Because this Cuda isn't just a car, it's a statement on wheels. Let's start right up front with the exterior, because from the moment you lay eyes on this beast, it's clear Plymouth didn't mess around with the heritage. The front fascia is a love letter to the original 70s icon, but with a sharp, aggressive twist that screams 21st century predator. That massive, chrome-trimmed grille dominates the scene, stretching wide like it's ready to swallow the road whole, flanked by slim, predatory LED headlights that slice through the night with razor precision. They're adaptive to adjusting their beam pattern based on speed and traffic, so you're not just looking cool, you're seeing everything. Below the grille, a beefy chin splitter and glossy black adds that low-slung stance, channeling air straight to the brakes and engine bay for optimal cooling during those high-rev sessions. And don't get me started on the hood, it's got that functional shaker scoop, just like the classics, but now it's carbon fiber reinforced for lighter weight and better aero, popping up under acceleration to feed the 6.2-liter supercharged HEMI V8 underneath. The whole front end sits on 20-inch forged aluminum wheels wrapped in sticky 275/40 Michelin Pilot sport tires, giving it a planted, muscular profile that's equal parts nostalgic and futuristic. Up close, the paint options steal the show. Think plum crazy purple that shifts in the light, or a deep, sublime green that turns heads at stoplights. It's aggressive without being overdone, and every curve flows seamlessly into the sides, making you want to circle it like a shark. Speaking of the sides, this is where the 2026 Cuda really stretches its legs and shows off that pony car purity. The profile is long, low, and lean, clocking in at just over 191 inches bumper to bumper, with a wheelbase that's stretched a touch for better stability on the track. Those iconic fender flares bulge out like they're about to burst, housing massive 20-inch rear wheels with 315/35 rubber for that perfect rear-biased grip, while the side skirts hug the underbody tight, minimizing drag and whispering efficiency even as it guzzles premium unleaded. Run your hand along the door panels, and you'll feel the premium sheet metal high-strength steel up front for crash safety, blending into aluminum panels aft to shave off about 200 pounds compared to the old Challenger platform it's loosely based on. The side mirrors are sleek camera pods now, feeding Ultra HD feeds to the cabin screens, ditching blind spots for good. And those greenhouse lines? They're raked back with a subtle fastback slope, tinted glass all around for privacy, and subtle Hemi badges etched into the glass that catch the sun just right. From the side, it's pure poetry in motion, a silhouette that echoes the 71 original, but with modern sculpting that makes it look like it's moving even when parked. The wheel arches are vented for brake cooling, and if you opt for the track pack, you'll get those gold anodized calipers peeking through, a nod to the original AAR Cuda racers. It's a side view that balances muscle with grace, reminding you why the Cuda was always the sharper knife in the drawer compared to its Dodge sibling. Flip it around to the back. And oh man, this is where the 2026 Hemi Cuda drops the mic. The rear end is a masterclass in functional aggression, starting with that massive rear diffuser that's sculpted to look like it's been carved from a single block of carbon fiber, splitting the exhaust flow for that perfect V8 rumble without the drone. Dual quad-tip exhausts in polished stainless poke out like cannons, tuned to a deep, guttural growl that builds to a symphony under load. Plymouth's engineers spent months in the dyno chamber getting that sound just right, blending the classic Hemi burble with a modern edge that won't set off your neighbor's car alarm every startup. Above it, the taillights are a triple-element LED setup, slim and smoked for that sinister vibe, with sequential turn signals that sweep back like the originals but now integrate dynamic running lights for visibility. The deck lid is subtle, with a subtle spoiler lip that's active. It deploys at 80 miles per hour for downforce, pinning the rear end without killing the clean lines. And the badging? A bold Hemi Cuda script in raised chrome, flanked by subtle barracuda fish emblems that glow under UV for night shows. From the rear three-quarter, it's all business. Wide haunches, a lowered stance thanks to adaptive air suspension, and enough attitude to make any Mustang driver rethink their life choices. The overall exterior wraps up to about 3,800 pounds curb weight, light for its class, thanks to strategic use of composites and a chassis that's 30% stiffer than the outgoing Challenger. It's not just pretty, it's engineered to dominate. Now, slide inside, and the interior hits you with that perfect blend of retro swagger and high-tech luxury that makes long drives feel like a victory lap. The cabin is a four-seater at heart, but let's be real, this is a driver's domain. With deeply bolstered sports seats up front wrapped in perforated Napa, leather with hemi-stitched inserts that hug you like a co-pilot on a canyon carve. The seats are power adjustable with 8-in-way tweaks. Heating, ventilation, and massage functions for those cross-country hauls, and they're available in wild color pops like banana yellow or go-mango orange to match the exterior vibes. The dashboard sweeps in a continuous arc of soft-touch materials, from Alcantara wrap dash to carbon fiber accents that feel premium without screaming try hard. Dead center is a massive 12.3-inch curved old touchscreen running Uconnect 6.0, Plymouth's latest infotainment beast. It's buttery smooth, with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and over-the-air updates that keep your maps fresh and your tunes thumping through a 19-speaker Harman Kardon system with active noise cancellation for that pure engine soundtrack when you want it. Below it, physical knobs for climate and drive mode selectors give you that analog tactility, while a digital gauge cluster ahead of the wheel morphs from classic needle dials to full-track telemetry with a G-meter and lap timer. The steering wheel is a flat-bottomed, leather-wrapped gem with paddle shifters and drive mode buttons. Eco, Sport, Track, and a new Hemi Heritage mode that dials in the original 71 shift points for nostalgia runs. Rear seats fold flat for cargo, but up to 14.5 cubic feet with them up, and there's even ambient lighting that syncs to the engine revs in 64 colors. Safety's covered with a full suite, adaptive cruise, lane keeping, blind spot cams, and a 360-degree overhead view that makes parking this wide body a breeze. It's cozy for two, spacious enough for four on a road trip, and every touchpoint screams quality zero cheap plastics here. This interior isn't just a cockpit, it's a time machine that comforts the soul of any muscle car purist. Alright, let's talk performance, because if the looks and luxury get your heart racing, the drive will flat out detonate it. Under that shaker hood lurks a 6.2-liter supercharged HEMI V8 that's been bored out and tuned to deliver a mind-melting 800 horsepower and 700 pound-feet of torque. Yep. You heard that right, double the output of the original Cuda without sacrificing that soul-stirring V8 character. It's paired to an 8-speed TorqueFlite automatic with paddle-shifted rev matching, or go full manual with the available Tremec 6-speed for that heel-toe bliss. Launch it from a stop, and you're pinned back with a 0 to 60 sprint in under 3.5 seconds. Quarter mile in the low 11s at 125 miles per hour, and the top speed electronically limited to 200 for sanity's sake. But it's not just straight-line brutality. The chassis is a masterpiece with magnetorheological dampers that adapt in milliseconds, a limited slip diff sending power where it's needed, and Brembo 6-piston brakes up front clamping, 15-inch rotors to haul it down from 100 to 0 in 105 feet. On twisty roads, the electric power steering is weighted just right, communicative without being twitchy, and the Wide Track Plus, those massive tires let you carve apexes like a scalpel. Fuel economy? Realistically, 14 mpg city, 22 highway, but who cares when you're grinning ear to ear? It's got launch control, drift mode for smoky fun, and even torque vectoring that makes it dance on command. Whether you're drag stripping or canyon hunting, this Cuda performs like a supercar in muscle clothing raw, unfiltered and utterly addictive when it comes to pricing. Plymouth's playing it smart with the 2026 Hemi Cuda, starting the base model at around $65,000 for the V8 non-supercharged variant with the 500 horse, 6.4-liter setup. That's a steal for the power and pedigree, undercutting a Hellcat Challenger by a few grand while offering exclusive Plymouth badging and colors. Step up to the supercharged Hemi pack, and you're looking at $85,000, which bundles the 800 HP mill, upgraded brakes, and launch goodies without breaking the bank. The top trim Hemi Heritage Edition with vintage-inspired paint, embroidered seats, and a serialized plaque pushes to $95,000, but that's street.